Oh, let's get to a very interesting story. Great initiative. Two Canadian powerhouses are taking on the goal to energize teenage girls across the country. Many girls tend, of course, to ditch sports when they hit puberty, and that's where FitSpirit comes into play. We are so excited to have the spokesperson, Sophie Grégoire-Trudeau, and their newest ambassador, Olympian Tessa joining us this morning. Good morning, ladies. Thank you so much for taking the time. Let's talk a little bit about, we'll start with you, Tessa, because you've just joined this fantastic initiative. What pushed you to do it?
Oh, I mean, it was such an easy decision. Obviously, sport has been such an integral part of my life, and I've been reaping the benefits for 21 years, but I come from a very active family. My parents exposed me to many, many different sports, and I didn't realize that that might not be the case for all Canadians. And I want girls to be exposed to physical activity. I want them to understand the advantages, mentally, emotionally, physically, of course, but we all love learning, right? We all love accomplishing a task. I think there's so much to be gained. There's so much confidence and self-worth to experience through just physical movement. And I love the initiative with FitSpirit and the impact they're having on the lives of young girls.
And Sophie, I want to ask you this because you've actually been on our show here in Montreal. You've talked about your experiences, your struggles growing up. You know, you're very much in the public eye pretty much every day of the year now. So you know what it's like to have that pressure, you know, be put on you. And young girls are experiencing this at a different level now. It's Instagram, it's social media, it's every single day. Let's talk a little bit about what pushed you to be so open about this in the first place and what you're hoping young girls will get from you.
That's a good question, because I think that being open and being vulnerable, and Tessa and I have discussed this just when we met, telling your story as it is and not trying to hide parts that you would be ashamed or feeling guilty of or whatever it is. We all live with emotions of guilt, anxiety, and fear. And I talked to lots of girls for so many years, and we all go through it in different ways. It doesn't matter how you look, what you do. All girls and boys too. We go through phases where we don't feel, self-confident. We are nervous. We are anxious. We are fearful in different ways. And for us, sport is a way to get to know yourself. When we live in a culture where you're told how to look, how to act, and it's like you're being raised with people saying, or media saying, or whatever it is, don't be yourself because that's not good enough. Well, we're losing brain power, body power, spiritual power, and spirit to all this. So the message with FitSpirit is that not only do sports allow you to get to know who you are and test your limits and persevere and be courageous and be compassionate towards yourself and patient, which is an amazing life lesson, but it's really about having fun doing it. So it's not in a competitive environment, and the girls are surrounded with amazing professionals, right, who train them and give them conferences throughout the year and, amazing training sessions 8 to 10 weeks during the year. So you're prepared once you show up to that race. And I know how you love to run, right?
I'm working on that. I love that you say that you learn life lessons, because so often what we learn in sport mimics that of life. And there's so much to glean from that, as you say, just learning about yourself and, goal setting, working with a team, even failure, I think, is so healthy for all of us to learn and experience.
And perseverance, and I love the idea of bringing all the women together, because we're so much stronger when we are working together. We've run out of time, unfortunately. Tessa and Sophie Grégoire-Trudeau. Again, by the way, 150,000 girls have been inspired and empowered since 2007 with FitSpirit. Thank you so much for taking the time for us this morning.
It's still time to register, fitspirit.ca.
Yes, all of the information is going to be on our screen and on our Facebook page. Awesome. Ladies, have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining us.